Hello and good evening, everyone. Hope you've been doing well. Welcome. It is day 3 here of our beautiful VCT OCE relegation stage. We've got teams looking to try and get themselves almost locked away into the top section of the top 2 for the groups. There's 4 groups, top 2 go through from each one, plus I think there might be a couple of others that could go through depending on round differential, or could be around the third ones, but the top 2 is for the guaranteed spot, and we've got 2 squads tonight looking to try and make that happen as we get ready to get this one together. The players are starting to get in the lobby. My name is Has Daddy Slim. Hopefully you'll enjoy this evening, and speaking of the teams, it is Crimson, I should say, Crimson Nova X up against the team Uber Meets. So close, so close. We almost got it. We were right there. Couldn't quite put it away, but yeah, should be pretty interesting game this evening. Both of these squads so far, they've had themselves some ups and downs. I think Uber Meets at the moment, if we go and look at the group stage where things are sitting right now, they are, let's see, no, brackets and scoring. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Group 3. Right, Uber Meets 1 win from 2. Crimson Nova, they've got their win on the board as well. But before we get into any of that, we do have to, of course, check out the map Veto, which I believe has now been updated. It has. So, this is where the picks and falls have come through. If anyone is, of course, seeing that Ascent is a band. Is it Ascent? No, Abyss. That's the one I'm thinking of. That is supposed to be Corrode. Unfortunately, just don't have Corrode set on this overlay yet. Speaking of the overlay, it is Atlas Cast who has made this one. A lot of us are using it throughout the LPL playoffs, through all the group stages, relegations, everything. So please, I implore you, go hit up Atlas Cast with a follow, either on his Twitch, his Twitter. Man has done this all for free. He should be doing it for money, but he's not. Silly boy. But you know, these are the things, he's made it for us, and we do very much appreciate it. But looking at these picks, we start off with the Uber Meets squad. They are going to be locking in Icebox for that one. Ascent will belong to Crimson Nova X. And then over on Bind, we do have the, well, that's the third one. And Uber have decided to go on the defensive there. But we are just about to get everyone into the game. Coaches have joined. Players are setting up. We shouldn't be too far away from the action. And it should be a pretty good match. I mean, both of these teams, you know, they've got their first wins on the board. Their second and third, respectively, a chance to get into that top 2. So, pretty much, it's all to play for tonight to try and keep their hopes as high as possible in moving on to the group stage. But, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see in that regard how that one goes. I will let them know. We're almost about there. I'm good to go. See if they are. Yeah, let's see, ready when you guys are. Also, look, I will apologise for anything goes a bit off this evening. I am, well, the OBS, I'm obsing, I'm casting, and, I'm sorry, producing, obsing, and casting. So all 3. So we are a little bit wayward with a few things. That's my bad. We will try and keep it as smooth running as possible, but, you know, can never be perfect. We do attempt to at least have fun at the end of the day with these ones. Players are all in the lobby. We've got 1 R. We're waiting on the second there from the Uber Meets squad. Are we going to see some fireworks this evening? I hope so. Well, I hope we see some fireworks. I hope we see some just good Valorant. I think we're good to go. And it looks like we are. Yep, there we are. All right, so Icebox is where we're starting. Map number 1 is where we're going. We'll transition across to this one. Here we stand as we get ready to go here. So, player picks. So we had an Icebox to finish last night in the best of 3. So it was a mix of all things, really. Bit of ups and downs on both ends. I think at the end of it, there were a few duels being picked up. It was a double, and I'm seeing it right here from the Uber Meets squad. They've locked in that one. So, interesting. That's what we like to see. We'll pick from that side, but wow, we're just straight into it. We're not stopping, we're not slamming. So, you got your Vipers, you've got the usual there with the Sova, a couple of the Killjoys, and then you've got the slight differences there. Defensive side for Crimson Nova, so they will just pick up the 1 duelist in the Reina. On the other end, it is going to be Icy and our boy. Now, this is a classical name, 4574293582905850. One of the better names in the business is going to go for that Phoenix. In-game overlay. Let's switch across to it and let's get this action almost underway. Started here on map number 1. Who's going to come out on top? That's the real head scratcher for the evening. Take your picks, you know. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on how it's going to be. But overall, at the very least, it is going to be some fun. Audio seems fine. FPS seems like it's working. And we, ladies and gentlemen, are about to get ourselves underway here for our first map. Icebox. This is the pick here of Uber Meats. They're going to be starting on the attack as well for this one. And let's see how they put this one together here. As Crimson Nova. Immediate aggression in towards A main. That's what this one has heading though. Seeing the others locking in. Quick push in towards the B site. Ovo gets a shot off, then falls back away from it. Jamie's got the rotation over here. Spike tapped once. The spam through. That was very close to hitting that Phoenix as well. So it's been delayed for the time being. Lumi comes into that position. They've got rotations from all the defenders that have come over. And it is Moonlight who delivers that first shot. Beautiful there. But now, do they start to fall back? Do they hang around? I mean, they're still holding off for this one. So it's a real head scratcher what they want to do here, Uber Meats. 50 seconds. They're hoping that there hasn't been... The rotations have gone back towards the A side. It hasn't happened. 4-2's pushed through, but all he's found is the rest of the team in front of him. Obo's got themselves a double. Spike is down, and it is absolutely looking like a flawless start here. As Flogger's left in a 1v5. Sheriff in hand, but 30 seconds. Spike down. Shot's not hitting, and Obo locks it in. A 3K for the Killjoy. And Crimson Nova, the perfect start here. A flawless one indeed. As the attack falls pretty flat, unfortunately, there for the side of Uber Meats. We've been hoping for at least a kill. Spike plant. Nothing doing for them though. And that means that it's not going to be much into this round. Some Sheriff's actually bought up, so I was going to say I don't think they're going to really stick around with them. Maybe Icy, at the very least, does have that one. Maybe even not. No, it is literally the full save. Little bits of util. And hope the classics can maybe do some damage. Right clicks galore, you just never know. Look at Fallen so far forward. I think Illumi's actually spotted them. Oh, jumps right into the crosshair. Bulldog delivers a beautiful opener. Meanwhile, though, the rest of the squad here for Uber Meats have transferred this one over towards the B site, but when you're up against Classics, well, when you've got the Classics and you're up against the Phantom, and when Obo is locked in like this very early on, but they are finding some devastating kills right now. Double up right there. Round, well, it's basically over at this point. You could probably say it was over when it, well, when we got things started, realistically. Considering it was just the 5 Classics going in. Jamie delivers the killing blow there onto a beautifully numbered Phoenix. Now it's all with Icy. They almost find a kill. The Classic not quite delivering the kill. In case you didn't hear me say kill the second time, I've said it 3 times now. Up close, maybe take one out. It's not happening. And 2 flawless rounds to kick this one off here for Crimson Nova X. Uber Meats not offering up much resistance to start this one off. But the full buy will come in for them, so maybe a switch up here. I mean, you've gone for the double duelist. I was going to say neither have got a kill. I mean, the whole team hasn't got a kill yet. So that would at least, you get one of those. That's definitely a confidence booster. Meanwhile, Crimson Nova, why they've got this round, definitely a good chance that they could grab themselves the bonus round here, the third. Really start off what is seemingly a worrying trend here for the side.
Take flight.
Uber Meats. Chris gets that information. The 3 there. Illumi did deliver that first kill though. One goes down. Moonlight. Position is known. Managed to get out away from that utility in the end. Don't want to commit to this A in the end, though. Actually, well, I'm going to say it because Flogger is all the way up the top. And this is, I think that's been completely missed. I don't think Jamie's got any clue That Killjoy's got so far forward, but then on the other end, Nez has no idea that the Viper's sitting there. And Jamie can just play this one deep. So Flogger swings into this. There's a good chance they go down, but they read the angle well. Good kill from Flogger. And another death there as Chris goes down. So it seems like Uber meets guns in hand. Finally the start of a round they were looking for. Icy is low. So definitely not out of this round just yet. Ovo clearing angles. Time continues to tick here. Spamming noise in positions. Killjoy nades out onto the spike as well. Spinlight tries to creep forward off this one. I'm just reading that angle though and doing it very well. Now the push in from Illumi trying to finish this last one off. Ovo gets one, but that's all they'll find. And it is Uber Meats. They get on the board for the first time this evening. 2-1. That's a good round there. Flogger. Mr. 457-429-358-2905850. Again, as I said earlier, just does roll off the tongue. Still, Crimson Nova, they get that buy in for the first time, the first full one. And now this is the gun round. So, job done on the first one there for Uber Meats, but now they need to start to string a couple together. Even a backup. This is the first instance where we see one of these teams might just break in the credit bank. Credit bank. Bank is the word I'm looking for. Moonlight's looking for heads, looking for damage. Playing a very open position here. They've got to be very careful about this one. Spot off for Icy. They're still hanging around as well. Dangerous, but alive. Gathering some info at the same time. Ovo, jump peek. After that window in, doesn't find anything. In the meantime, Fallen's gone down. That was over towards the A side. Flogger might even get a second, and they're doing this all by themselves, so this is a perfect play from the Killjoy. Third would be fantastic. It's not there, but the distraction's done. And now Jamie on the side by themselves. They can find the angle. Oh, the timing was almost perfect. Snakebite goes down. Won't delay. But at least does allow them to just get away for the time being, staying alive there. The chase is coming here from the Phoenix, but Jamie will live. Come through it just alive. Still in position where they are going to be in a lot of trouble on that end. Meanwhile, the Moonlight, oh, the double up there. The third is almost upon them, but Icy locks it in. And then it's Mr. Phoenix to deliver the final blow. Uber Meats swinging in all directions that round, but they stand tall. Both Jets doing what needs to be done. And we're tied up at 2 apiece, and now Crimson Nova. Money has dissipated for them. Still, Ultimate's there for almost a couple of their players. Moonlight love to go out and get that early. Still, probably not for this round. They're playing more the Guardian side, and they've got themselves a really good angle. In fact, a whole lot of information off this as well. This is most likely going to be this A hit, but at the same time, I think the A players are well aware of themselves. All the amount of noise utility thrown down. 4 players already on this rotate over. So now it comes down to who reads these angles, and it's Moonlight with the first. Oh my lord, Moonlight! A double up on the Guardian. Illumi finally answers back. But are they going to be able to find anything else off that? Moonlight with a third. Icy, Illumi. I'm missing every single kill that would have actually looked nice. Apologies to Moonlight and Vance for that 3k there, but a 2v2, and now Jamie from behind delivering that kill, and Illumi 50 seconds, 22 HP. Surely there's absolutely no way that they get this done. But possibly moving on out. Oh, the first shot, if it was there, maybe. But Ovo comes out. Crimson Nova, great round for them. Spent what they could. They would have been on a full save of the next, but they come through on top. Bile comes straight back in. Uber Meats now in that position, but they've got to start thinking about how they want to do this fight. It's going to be the half-half again, and Moonlight, star of the show. Last couple of rounds, especially that one. Did a fantastic job on my end, missing every single POV kill they got. That was on the Guardian this time around. Maybe I'll just hang around with them close, as again, presence towards A early. Utility out clearance, so Moonlight. Fallen don't get a chance to really get any progress forward. Fallen's got a decent position here on this one, but has to play in this close quarters. It doesn't really come out for the first. The flash is alright. Moonlight, the double up. They're finding all the kills. This time, it's loaded together. Could be more as well, but Flogger and Illumi, they bring it back 2v2, and once again, just as you think this one is swinging in a direction, all of a sudden it's just Ovo. Flogger with the double up, and Uber Meats making it 2v1. Killjoy ultimate goes through. Plant will go down. And Ovo, they've looked very nice so far. Start this one off, but need to be getting forward. Oh, they would have heard their weapon drop as well. Ovo, but Illumi holds the guard, holds that angle. And Uber Meats respond straight back. So it's the two sort of half full buys from both squads that come out on top. And now, this time, Crimson Nova X, they are broken. Moonlight up to 11 kills already. Ovo not far behind on 7. Meanwhile, Flogger, Illumi, 6 apiece. On the side of Uber Meats. They've been clutching up in the close rounds, so even though kill-wise, it's definitely fallen in favour of the Crimson Nova squad. Doesn't matter too much if you can't find the kills on top of that one there. First one, Flogger's able to get the trades back. A third possibly as well, but Fallen decides better to keep off that one. Meanwhile, the rest of Uber Meats progress forward on towards this aid side. Illumi finding that next kill. Clearance of the site's been done. 4v2, limited weaponry. Basically no utility. Not expecting too much from this. If you're the side of Crimson Nova, getting some kills though. Taking away as many weapons as possible. And Flogger has got themselves a 4K. It's the Killjoys that are having a whole lot of fun on both sides so far. Flogger's up to 10. Ovo's got 7. 17 kills between them. And Uber Meats take the lead for the first time this evening. 4-3. Be wanting to get some good attacking rounds in here. Maybe create a buffer, considering they've gone for the double duelist. The ultimate's starting to come together as well. Illumi. Now 457-429-3582-905850. Locked in with theirs also. Meanwhile, buys come together here for Crimson Nova. So they're looking for a response. This time the presence over towards the B side early. Phoenix Pop. Run it back, pushing through. If they could get the kill here, it'd be fantastic. No position of Ovo, but they stand tall. Meanwhile, though, Icy has gone down. Well, I should say has taken down Jamie. Fallen's finally responded with 1, but they've already gone 4v2 just like that. Chris has got no idea where Flogger was, so either miscommunication or just lack of knowledge where they were killed from in the end there. Moonlight gets 1, but they've been pushed from behind here as well. Surely there's no chance that they've got any way of getting into this one. And no, there isn't. Uber Meats up to 5. And a couple of gun round wins in a row here. 5 of the last 6 as well. And Crimson Nova in that awkward situation. Do you put in a full amount? Do you just stay around the 1,200, 500 with some sheriffs? And I think very smartly they are going to call a timeout for this one. So Viper, the coach, wants to just relax them. They got off to a decent start. But now, you're under the pump. It's not your map pick, but still, you want to keep this first half close. There's a few players that have looked the goods. Meanwhile, Chris and Nez, just 1 kill between them so far. And you're playing more of those utility characters, so you're not expected to get those kills. You'd still like to see them. Especially like to see maybe a couple more assists. Setups. So far, not to be at Flogger. And Moonlight leading the charge for both squads, 13 and 12 respectively. Respectively, that's what I'm looking for. Respectably. I mean, that is a word. It's not the one we're thinking about here as a timeout draws to its conclusion. It'll be interesting to see if Crimson Nova, if they're going to stick with these loadouts. And they are. So they've pretty much, not, well, full bought. But they might be short a bit of armor into the next round if they do have enough there for a 4-bite. So I see. Oh, that's a dangerous bit to be doing, but they actually come out with a kill there. Still, the A side is completely open in the meantime. And they're just rushing into this one here. Nez taps the plant. Pushed just straight into this one here. So, trades out. Over in mid. Leaves it in a 4v4 on the retake. Jamie's going to be very late into this one. And they're all coming from the same direction. Killjoy ultimate. Does some work at the very least. Illumi isn't able to find much there. And oh my lord, Chris responds. That's how you pull that one off. That's how you do a Hunter's Fury. 3v2. Spike continues to tick. Tap once. There's spamming through. Can't quite find it. Flogger did manage to get away in one of those other grenades. It's all left on Flogger. If anyone was going to do this, it would be them. Doesn't come to fruition. Jamie locking away with a double there.
You failed. Now sleep.
And that one's done. 5-4. This response, the timeout, the force buy into that one. It is fruitful. We're back to a 1-round deficit. I favor Phoenix Water. Oh, so that's Water. Well, thanks to Water for that great. Oh no, I kind of want to keep calling him 4-5. Yeah, we'll go with Water. We'll go with Water now. If he's got any complaints about any earlier clips of me saying his name, it's on yourself, Sunshine. Don't know what to tell you. Again, presence early. There's a round towards this A hit. They've been relatively aggressive a few rounds. Like, they haven't really stopped. They've felt like they've just been able to push these Crimson Nova players. Killjoy ultimate as well. That one comes out. And I think Fallen might just be out of this, but if they are... Oh, yeah, this... Oh, wow. Wait, they stay alive in this one. Oh, they got detained. They would have thought they were in the corner. It doesn't happen. They're gone. They're absolutely out of this one here. Dead to rights. In the meantime, Moonlight and Chris, though, do find those kills. Spike is down 3v3. And Nez popping the Viper's Pit as well. So now, favor very much in Uber Meats. Joint grenade destroyed close. Icy in the meantime. Found that first kill. Looking for more as well. Can play distraction if anything. Jump on up. They're not ready. Actually, I was going to say they might not be ready for that one, but definitely heard Jamie. Finds it. Moonlight trying to tap through. But again, time becomes the issue. Oh, Water! Needed to collect that kill. Doesn't. And now it's all Nez. They jump on in. The Phoenix to the wall. I've got to say the jet is low. Oh, the reload. Nez runs out, but the classic does enough. 4K from the Uber Eats Viper. Uber Meats. Words difficult to string together all the time. But a nice round there from the Uber squad. They get themselves to 6. The 8-4 is very much still on the cards here. I mean, Crimson Nova X basically giving up this round for a full buy in the last. And, well, so far, it has been the tale of sort of the two leaders and everyone else not too far behind. Well, I should say not too far behind, about halfway behind for most of them there. Over early peeking towards the B position. Doesn't find anything on that side. Icy's already in towards the yellow box. And again, the pace, it's been picked up, it's been pushed, and Ovo is absolutely already close out of this round. Look at Flogger just all the way through, but Ovo punishes them for it. And Icy doesn't clear the angle, and all of a sudden 3v4. Haven't been able to pick up that rifle, but Jamie, if they can at least do some damage, which they manage, but Illumi double up there. And oh, I was going to say Moonlight, maybe. They've looked so good, but they just missed that first shot. Spelled their doom. And Uber Meats get themselves up to 7. Crimson Nova. 5-7 half for them. I don't think they'll complain too much. Your opponent's map pick. Keep it close. Moonlight. Haven't been able to see this one come out at all. In fact, the first time with that operator. That's just been because they haven't really been able to steadily put rounds together apart from that start. Perhaps when they get it together here, they might have an opportunity. It's not far away. But it is a miss at the end of the day there. Ivy, or I should say Icy, up and above. Look, in the meantime, it's got picked up. Illumi. Moonlight's gone as well. And oh no, it's all left on Ovo just to try to hold that B site. Chris, he can at least maybe get one. His position known now, and Illumi finishes it off, and that should be the round done. Just the Viper remains. And they're not long for this world, and Uber Meat took them a while to get going.
Switching sides.
But they lock in, especially in the second half of the first half there. They've won 7 of the last 6, or I should say they've won 6 of the last 7. Numbers being put together there. And apart from that round where Crimson Nova had that timeout, they came out and won. They haven't been able to find anything else. So 8-4. Definitely still workable.
They should stop trying.
See if the aggression from the attacking side is the same the defensive from the Uber Meat squad. And it very much be that. Ovo, oh wow, they are already basically dead at this point, trying to stay alive. They're being chased down here by Water, is pushing them forward and gets that kill. Perfect start. Meantime, on the other end, they've got themselves on towards the B side, 3v4. This will just wait. Might find this one if they read it. They do. The shot hits, and now 4v2. They're forced away on the other end here. Chris to get some damage. It's not enough, and now it's all left just on to Jamie. And Uber Meats, they are starting to really pull away with this one now. Pistol round to the bag. You'd imagine a 10th coming up also.
Ahead.
So 9-4. Nova X, they've... Let's try and find something out of this round. I mean, buy-wise, you got those couple of Sheriff upgrades. That was courtesy of at least the spike plant, but...
Breathe deep.
Is there anything else off that? Probably think no, but... Try, got to attempt to find something here. Nez. Jump peeking over at yellow box. Doesn't hang around with it too long. Push is starting to come in through here. Think about it. Then to start the delay. Fall away. Shoulder peek reveals at least the one spotted. 4v2. Foggers making their way onto the other end. And Nez position known. Oh, this is actually really awkward now. And they're gone. Done like that. Flogger responds with the instant kill. Obo's got one on the other side. Illumi, and up close. Flogger finds that. Spike goes down, trying to get it with the classic, but Moonlight locks that away. And now it's all left of them as Icy finds Chris. It's at least an opportunity, though, here for the Crimson Nova Jet. Been a difference maker in a few of these rounds. Top fragging for their squad, and they need them right now. Position won't be revealed. Illumi's thinking of that position there. Oh, but Icy, he's not. He goes jumping in the right side, and now Moonlight, not sure the other. I think he might have spotted that as well. And now Illumi's going to get on this spike. Starts with the defuse, gets towards half at the very least before he pulls off, and it might have been perfect timing, but Moonlight... Big round there for Crimson Nova X. Can't come out with the rifle, but it doesn't matter because they got the credits for it. And Uber Meats, they dropped the ball big time. And Moonlight's doing the damage, keeping their squad in this up to 18 alongside Flogger. Lumi's up to 15 now as well. And they go up together. Comes down to Icy. They go peeking on the opposite side, back in, thinking more deeper in kitchen.
Toxins going up.
Doesn't work out. And now,
Toxin screen down.
not much to work with here in this round, but I mean, we saw what happens in the previous, and Illumi manages to find that first one there. Damage done. Oh, with Dink as well. Unfortunately, not enough. Nev's so low, trying to do anything, but their position compromised. Spike goes down, and Crimson Nova X should lock this one away. So they get gifted an opportunity here from Uber Meats to lock in a few rounds, start to work their way back into this map. There's water. Last one standing. Very least has a slight upgrade from what the others had, but again, let's just try and get some rifles out of the hands of your opponents, and that's not happening. Moonlight finds himself another. They're up to 19, and we're locked in at 6-9. Oh, Uber Meats. I'm gonna keep stuffing that one up the entire evening. It's fantastic. I keep trying with that. Full buys here for both squads. Uber Meats gonna be a bit low when it comes to the armor. Absolutely enough to work with here. Logger not spotted, and Moonlight was. Oh, the gap on both sides, and it just runs straight through. Again, it just seems a lack of communication as Flogger almost a third there. Illumi gets Chris. Jamie gets one back, but it was an ultimate from the Phoenix side of things, and now Ovo. 1v4 called upon. All of this has happened in the space of about 20-30 seconds, and Water's not having any of that. Quick reply from Uber Meats as they get the guns back in. Crimson Nova X, they can't have too many more rounds like that as double digits has been reached by their opponents. They need to be getting more damage, even just in towards the sides. They go for the play in mid. It's a full rush. Try and take it, move on to what would have been that B split, but just pretty disastrous in the end for them. It's all good, but it's got to come off, and oh, crisp. Wow. Low HP already in the round. He's actually peeked that back in again, and they're staying there, Icy, for one more shot. That one doesn't hit. But the damage has been done at least early here. Again, they're out in the open. It's a tough angle to peek. Or just as they about to come around the corner, the reposition, the shot from Icy. It's not actually too far off. Nez, oh, that stops it perfectly. And because Chris is so low from that earlier operator shot, actually works out perfectly. And now they're in a really awkward spot here. Rotations have come over. They want to hang around. Ovo does get Flogger though. And that could be really... It causes the rotations towards A, and they haven't left it. Big stuff from Ovo. Just the one kill. But it's done so much to get them an opportunity towards the B site if they go for it.
Left.
They've now seen there's nothing at A. 25 seconds. I mean, go now, guys. Plant that spike. It's there. It's ready to go.
Standing ahead.
Now it will go through. Meanwhile, in the backlines here, Ovo finds himself another. Nez does shut it down. But 4v3, they're low. And it's a tough ask here on the retake for Uber Meats still. Icy's been looking pretty decent on this operator. Problem is, they would really prefer it if it was in a defensive position rather than trying to do a retake. And they know they can't get this one done. Save the rifles, head for the hills. And Crimson Nova X get themselves now up to 7 rounds. Chase will be on, and maybe there's an opportunity to find something here, and it is. Jamie gets Nez, and Well, now if you're Icy, oh, they're getting chased from all angles. Hard ass to see if they can save this operator. They stay alive for the first one at the very least. Trying to run away. They've somehow maybe just survived. Oh, Moonlight gets them at the very end. Milliseconds in that one. And you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. 10-7. Operator would have looked really nice on that defensive side, but well done from Crimson Nova X. They take it out of the hands of Icy. So now, where do we go from here?
Get out of my way.
Money. Sitting very nicely here for Crimson Nova. Much to work with. The Uber Meat squad, but we've seen these half buys. We've seen what very little can do. Sometimes it is a lot, but there's also Moonlight, a double, almost a third. Fallen will grab the 2. And just like that, it's all left on Nez, and their position is known as well. Obo locks it in, and a flawless round. Some of them that they've won, Crimson Nova X. They have been dominating. Their third flawless out of the 8 they've won. And we're back to a 2-round margin. We're back to a very important full buy. And again, as well as they've done to work their way back into this game, they drop another round here all of a sudden. Even with credits in the bank, Uber Meats are up to 11. So they have to lock in 3 ultimates. Almost 3 on the other side as well if Jamie can get theirs started. And that be exactly what they're hoping for. Nez spotted. Drone gets their positioning. They have to book it. They can't hang around too long. Instant rotations this time from A. Already the 3 coming over.
Poison orb emitting.
The wall's set up. And now it is back to that waiting game.
Poison's off.
Who blinks first? The defenders go looking. Delay and hope. Make some noise. Technically a 4v3 if they push into this site, and if they can work their way through this Crimson Nova. Come out with numbers in their favour, but they are just waiting, patient. They say patience is a virtue. Is it going to pay off in this regard? There's water. Ducked away. Still haven't seen anything at A, but now the noise is made.
Welcome to
The trap starts to be set. Now Jamie, that Viper Pit, it's in the perfect position. Spike plant will go through.
30
Not
seconds left.
completely, so it delays a little bit there. Water forced off the edge. They'll get it towards this side here, and now Illumi finds themselves one, and Nez as well, and it's still up. The spike needs to go down. The Killjoy ultimate is there. Fallen, Obo, Nez, they all get trades back. But at this point,
10 seconds left.
time becomes the issue. 8 seconds. There's just none. They don't have the opportunity. They don't have to take these fights. They can hide. Water's spotted one, but they can just save these weapons at the moment, Crimson Nova X, if they can, or go for fights to rip them away. Chris is going to take that one there. And Fallen's actually ended up with 4.
The enemy only looks composed.
Hey, looks good on the scoreboard. Problem is that scoreboard now reads 8-11, and I think they'd much rather the round than those kills. And those kills are actually quite important because Uber Meats, they come out with a round win, but you can see the buy. The sacrifices are there. They have to be made so they've got enough of the util. Still, they've got a few ultimates. They did use quite a number last round. Plenty still to work with, but a good chance for Crimson Nova X. They can just get this one straight back. It's Jamie.
Toxin screen down.
He creeps forward. Past their screen position. It's Illumi. In the meantime, looks out towards mid. Drone will go up. Won't see anything there. Perhaps maybe a late look around the corner. Spot a Sova. Meanwhile, though, patiently waiting here. It's Crimson. It's just nothing, though. Remember, mates, they are steadfast, not moving their positions this time. Icy. It's a good angle here with the operator. If they just find the one, because again, 40 seconds. Killjoy ultimate is down, but if you swing into that floor dry, I was going to say there could be some issues. And it's not an operator, I apologise. It is just the outlaw. And they're forced out of it. Killjoy ultimate goes through. Spike plant should go down, and Flogger's out of the round as well. So 4v5. Problems are plenty. Here for the squad of Uber Meats. Auto pops the ultimate, taps, dead instantaneously. Nothing they can do about that. Fallen finds one, Moonlight as well, and all of a sudden it's just Icy, and they are not too long for this world. They're going to tap there on the classic, but that is all they will get. Damage. And in the end, not a single player on Crimson Nova falls.
Don't give them time.
I think that's four out of their 5-1 rounds. Almost over 50% have been flawless. So that's why you look at the scoreboard, you look at the kills, you think, how are they down? Well, Uber Meats, I mean, they're happy to lose rounds like that, but when they've been called upon, when they've come into the clutches, they've done the job. 9-11 though, their lead that they had has been diminished quite significantly. And that was technically a full buy into the last round, even though it didn't really look like it. So 10th should be coming. The way here of Crimson Nova. Jump peeking towards that B site. This was spotted out there. Don't want to continue into this a hit just yet. Novo in the meantime. It's about getting some movement, getting some space up through mid, but decides against it. And again, they're just waiting, patient to see if anything comes together for a push from the defenders. But now, trap has sprung, push forward. Illumi, though, finds one, almost the second. Obo and Chris, in the meantime, have got those kills. Floor up. They could maybe get this one here. Possibly there's something to deal with, and they're going on a late rotate. Oh, wow. If they pick it up just in time, they get the one.
30 seconds left.
And Water's got a chance here. Free rifle in mid. They've got all the util. Plant will go down.
Spike planted.
Jamie will cop a little bit there in terms of damage. Now Chris and Jamie, 2v1. Crimson Nova, they cannot afford to drop this round here. Taps it once. A second time. I want to pull it out through there. And Chris, oh, the Hunter's Fury. Now the defuse, now the taps. Now they're trying to get the timings, but Jamie swings it. And in the end, Water almost outthought themselves. They could have got that half. Could have pushed forward. Play around it. Unfortunately, the timing works against them. And they get to 10. It wasn't easy. But it's there. Moonlight, 26 kills they're up to. Looking the goods at the moment. 22 from Flogger. This is a pivotal round here. Full buys for Uber Meats. This has to be, it has to be a lock-in. Credits are not there. And if you get to 11-11, you're basically giving up the 12th. I think just spotted there at the last second before. Don't want to fully been put out. One's position compromised, but still they wait. Again, Uber Meats, they stay at the back of the sites. They don't push really any defense forward. They're waiting for the attack to come to them. And I've got to say, that hasn't really worked for them the last few rounds. In fact, for all of these rounds that have seemingly gone the other side, Moonlight pushes through past that Viper smoke. They're not ready for it. Oh, the spray's not there, though. They miss it. And that was the round right there. If they found one or two, it doesn't happen. And now it's all on Ovo. And there's got to be no way they find anything here. They're not sure of the positioning initially. Water's gone down, though.
30 seconds left.
That gun drop as well. Illumi, they're not certain. They've got Nez covering that angle now, but Nez looks the other way. Oh, Omo! Oh, my lord, it almost happens, but Illumi. And these are the rounds I was talking about. Uber Meats, they get it done. 12-10. One round away. These close clutch rounds just have that edge. Crimson Nova, though, got the buy straight back in. And on the other side, again, it's not looking great. It's guns, it's weaponry, it's definitely enough, but you're sacrificing that little bit of armor. And that can be the difference between life and death for a few of these players.
The hunt begins.
In Illumi. Solo starting over at A. Presence at B has already been switched around here. Moonlight aggressing forward. They've been an absolute superstar so far in this game. Can they find something again for this round here? It's all pretty simple for Crimson Nova. Win this. Force a 12th. Force a 24th round. And all of a sudden, they're on the cards here for an OT here on map 1. Snares, they're by their lonesome at the moment at B. There's a rotation starting to just come across.
Poison orb
And
emitted.
Flogger, think about shooting. Oh,
Poison
smoke dissipates.
Placing
Luckily,
swarm grenade.
they do stay alive. Spike being planted. It goes through. Flogger grabs one over the immediate trade back, and here it is, 4v4. First chance here for Uber Meats. They've got one of two to try and lock this here and now. Who can clutch it? As he finds Ovo. Jamie, the immediate trade back. Fallen, waiting, biding their time. They've got Icy in front of them. Find that one. 3v2. Blind out in front as well.
Out of charges.
The last two players. This is going to pop it on the Viper ultimate, but I just don't know if that's really going to work here with the Viper pick, considering they've got this angle basically covered. Armor, bolt destroyed. Time is running low. Run on in from Chris. Almost enough. But Nez, there's no time. There's no chance. And that's round done. 11-12. Crimson Nova X, one round away from forcing us into OT.
Thanks.
And this is the problem for Uber Meats. That's all they can afford. Yes, they've got 3 ultimates. But is it going to be enough there? Meanwhile, Crimson Nova building up a couple of their own.
Deep.
That time around, it was just the aggression they had forward at the B site.
Right here.
One player off that. They hold their angles, they hold their nerve. One more round, one more time. Would get them into a position to keep this one going, but Icy's got other ideas. What a shot on the Sheriff. No need to panic yet. Now Moonlight running at this A spot. Commitment seems B. This time around, numbers lay in advantage of Uber Meats. If they are going to switch this one around, they have to start thinking if they're going to go early. And now, Moonlight. They've been delivering kills this entire half year. Oh my lord. Are they really going to try this? For the first map, this is a ballsy play. And they're going to go A, but Uber Meats, they've kind of read this. And
30
Flogger,
seconds left.
Killjoy ultimate available.
Initiate.
Oh, wow. Oh, dear. But you got to commit to this now. Oh, it's 20 seconds. I don't know if there's time. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Sprint is on. Oh, this is going to be close. No way.
10
No
seconds
way
left.
they lose this to a spike not being planted. Moonlight's found that kill. 5-4. They will with 1 second to spare. If they hold it down, they get it. The sacrifice nice from Alubi. Icy's got one. 3v2. Crimson Nova. Such a disastrous round to lose this if it happens. They're staying alive. Chris trying to fall back. Ovo goes down. It's all on the Sova. And water comes up and above and beyond. And they play it too many ways. They had to pick a side. They outplayed themselves in the end. And somehow, some way, Uber Meats come out on top in map 1. 13 for 11. Destined for OT. But it just doesn't happen. And man, if you're Crimson Nova there, oh, it hurts. It hurts so much. Still, wasn't their map pick, so at least they can look at it in that regard. Moonlight 28-22 on Ovo. Meanwhile, Flogger 24-23 from Alubi. The First Bloods from Moonlight were fantastic. Flogger as well. The First Bloods, you wouldn't see it on the Killjoy usually. They get that job done. In the end, well, I mean, look, I think it's the perfect start, really, to this series. If we continue like this in a map number 2, we've got ourselves a hell of a night ahead. But Uber Meats, they come out on top, they do the job, and now they'll look to try and get this one into a 2-0 fashion. And Crimson Nova will have to try and get it in a reverse sweep one. So, guys, bit of fun. I know I had it. I enjoyed myself there. Players are going to have a little quick break. I'm going to have a little quick break as well. So we're just going to pop into one of those sides there. Once we're ready and ready to go, well, actually I was going to say Crimson Nova just said ready. So give us a second here. Let's see what the other squad says just to catch up on that end. They might want a little bit of break. So, hey, I mean, like, I'm all for keenness, but like, oh well, fellas, it isn't a race, or maybe it is for some of the guys. I'm not entirely sure, but man, first game on that side, beautiful, stupendous. What more could you ask for? So, I think we'll take a little quick break. When we return, guys, more Valorant action here for the OCE relegation stage here for the VCT side. We'll be back right after this. would have to unmute my mic first. Welcome back, everyone. Well, there wasn't much of a break. Everyone's ripping and raring to go straight back into map 2. If you missed the first one, 13-11 to Uber Meets over Crimson Nova X on Icebox was Uber Meets map pick. Now we head to Ascent, where, well, Crimson Nova, they start on the defensive end here. Maybe they can try and turn this around. Well, I mean, what they have to do is pretty simple when you put it all just in the old plain speaking terms. And that is they need themselves a reverse sweep if they want to get themselves up to 2 wins in Group C here. Meanwhile, on the other end, Uber Meets, they come out on top of that first one. They would be absolutely grinning from ear to ear, especially what they came in with that last round there. We were destined for OT. But I guess destiny isn't always that simple. And, well, agents have been put in. Ascent is about ready to get themselves started on both ends. We see some Cypher, Yorus. We see a little of everything to get this one rock and rolling. Who's going to win it? Well, we just have to wait and see on that side there. You hope. I wouldn't mind, you know, the best of 3. We push all 3 maps. Maybe for my own sanity and decent sleep.
Retrieving thorn trap.
We say that we only go the 2, but that's a bit boring. We don't like boring. We want excitement. We want action. And I'm sure these squads will bring it to us. Ghosts out. Frenzy. There for Water. Water, by the way, for those uninitiated, is our lovely gentleman 4574-293-582-905-850. It is actually just Water, which, you know, doesn't roll off the tongue as well. But sometimes you've just got to be a bit pragmatic with these things.
Scanning ahead.
Speaking of things, speaking of action, and speaking of absolute quickness, it's already straight to the A side gear. Icy with the first delivery there into Moonlight. One of the stars there for Crimson Nova in that last map. They are out, done and dusted early on here. Fallen playing close. Oh, they spotted Icy there. Icy. Oh, no! Fallen, brother! You can't do that! Oh, no! At least Ovo and Chris are able to deliver the kills when needed. I didn't even cast to curse them. I just said, you've seen them. Oh dear. Now we settle though. 3v3. 55 seconds still remaining in this first round of our second map. And Ovo is all alone here on the site. They need at least one. They're not finding it. Done and dusted for that side. Icy again. They might get another up close. JB swings it. They guess the position, but Icy's got 3. And that might have just secured the round. Chris running on in. Wow, that is... Yep. It's an idea. Look, I don't mind it. If they're not checking that position, the rush down could have been perfect delay. Maybe you get him off and maybe you get that extra kill as well. That didn't happen, though. And basically, he just jumped into the waiting arms there of Flogger, who was, again, more than happy to oblige. Uber Meets get off to the start they were looking for. Icy and Flogger especially. 5 kills between the 2 of them in that pistol round. Difference makers. And a 1-0. So they get the sense off the way they're after. There was a little bit of action towards A there. So Icy more selling a fake in that instance as Water. His position is known, but when utility's there, not much in the way of anything else. Ovo. Oh, wow. Icy's going to be real careful. I'd imagine he's going to fake this one. If he doesn't, though, that is going to end very poorly for them. I mean, right-click on that side. So far, though, they're just waiting. Roll this utility to drop. 3 players had rotated over here for Crimson Nova. It's a fake. Icy decides not to use it. Arc Rose has been destroyed. And now Ovo in the corner. In position. They're actually not going to be found out immediately. If they can just have some distractions from here. Icy finds them. Not before taking a fair bit of damage, but the side is cleared. Flogger should have themselves an easy kill. And just like that, it's all on Moonlight. And Flogger's not having any of that. Flawless second round. And now this, well, this bonus is basically, I want to say perfect. In fact, you can get some rifles into this one. Force the issue. And put the real pressure on Crimson Nova X here as they get theirs in. Setups begin.
Sound sensor up.
Questions already being asked of this Crimson squad. Can they respond with their first guns out here? Moonlight, aggressive. Forward and mid early there. 3 already out on this side. Short as well taken. Look at the initial kill on Illumi as well, and it's perfection out in middle. Chris needs something, needs a kill. Oh, he can't deliver.
Last player
Fallen's
standing.
gone down. This is disastrous. This is worst case scenario. Crimson Nova X beaten from pillar to post.
Planted the spike.
Spike's down. And now they can go searching. Jamie. Position is about to be found, and well, this is the thing as well. Flogger knows they've got that covered on the other end. Maybe he's not too sure. But Jamie's technically just trapped at this point. I'd love to get him away with the rifle. Does deliver a nice kill there onto Icy, but now everyone really starts to pick up the pace.
Shadows traveling.
And I don't think they're going to let this little Omen survive here. Flash will come through. The blind is on, and Water delivers the final blow. And Uber meets. Well, they just continue on their merry way. 3-0. The defensive start here on Ascent, not what Crimson Nova X are after. Very, very flat gun round there. You'd have to think how the mental is after losing that first map when it's such an opportunity to take it. Again, it's your opponent's map pick. Fair enough. But at the same time, kills, rounds you need, and Icy is having themselves a show so far. They will, or well, hello, Fallen. That's a response. That's a little something. Change the pace. Aggression early.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Now into the rest of the site they go, and Water
Scanning ahead.
was trapped out there. Ball's been put up.
Careful now.
Delay, at least for a second there on that side. Close in. Chris is gone, but Obo's found another spike picked back up, but 3v2. This is just a really awkward round here now for Ubermitsu. I mean, they're thinking, they're looking at a 4-0 start, but now they're being forced to work for it. Rifles are in the hands now of their opponents. Spike will be planted.
Spike planted.
Deadlock pulled in as well.
Player
Illumi
standing.
is done, dusted. And just like that, there is nothing that Water can do. And Fallen, what a round there from them. A 4K, the double.
Thrifty.
The Sheriffs to begin, the Rifles at ultimate to end it. And just like that, 3-1, and Uber meets. Opportunity slipped by for Crimson Nova X. They needed that. Something. After a pretty disastrous start to this map. Fallen stands strong. And now we've got rifles on both sides. They make it 2 in a row. There'll be an instant response back on the other end as Icy immediately out mid-side. 3 playing towards what could be a fast B plate. Or would distract for a little. Shear is triggered. The wall is up. Players are waiting there in the Omen smoke. Ovo playing a very dangerous game, but staying alive for it. Nez in the meantime. They've got Spike by themselves over at A. And just want to be careful they don't give themselves any headaches. Get themselves up a drop down there. Could be a worry, but Icy out. Dimensional drift can go searching, can go looking for what might be ahead of him, and they've spotted this one here. The flash comes out and they get fallen just as they thought they could activate. And now Moonlight, they haven't been able to find the kills we saw in that first map, and it continues as Water gets themselves everything they could ask for. Ovo finally responds, but it may be just a singular one there. As they're trying to head for the hills, they're trying to stay alive for as long as possible. Flash doesn't stop Icy. And Uber meets. Seems it might have just been a blip in the road. At last round, they're up to 4 now. Icy. Oh, it's a pretty solid look across the board. Icy, Water, Flogger, 7-7-6, Salumi with 3. Nez is Essex just really hasn't been, able to do much. They haven't been allowed to do much. Their teammates are stealing all the valuable kills before them, as now Crimson over X. Another full buy falls flat, but first round, hey. First round they got on the board. It was from a half buy, so why not try it? Flash goes out from Icy forward. They're staying away from main here, and they need to be very careful while they do get that one there. Jamie, in the meantime, oh my lord. Ovo on top of it, 2v3. Yep, guys, I'm starting to think, just don't do full buys. Do the half ones. And all of a sudden, this round is really on Nez. Fuba Meats are going to get it. Well, now he is, completely. Chris up in heaven. Waiting, biding their time. Oh no, they get caught on that one just there as well. Location though, revealed, known, and primary will be jammed. Essex, oh, playing around closer this one. They have to try and do what they can. The deadlock ultimate will not allow it. And Crimson over X. Don't do full buys. Don't do full buys, guys. Just get a bunch of Sheriffs and Bulldogs. Seems to be doing more damage at the moment. It's over that round. Jamie comes alive. And Moonlight. Still yet to register on the board. The teammates are picking up the slack at the moment. Meets. You feel, realistically, this feels like it should be a 6-0 start. They drop a couple, though. You just can't be doing that too often as Icy. Oh, wow, yeah. No, they're feeling it. And Moonlight definitely is not.
I know exactly where you are.
Fake flash, the other one there. Chris position known as a cipher. The neural theft. Gathering the knowledge for this one. And now Icy's looking for more, but Chris locking in that. Oh, would be very careful. You want to go peeking for 3. Very smartly decides to send out the drone instead. Spam through the other side of that wall. It's close, but no damage there in the end. How's it, sis? 50 seconds. Regroup. Start off short, looking towards tree room. Fallen waiting. Oh, they're just a little too late. Nova's actually managed to get out on the other side, and then one's coming here from Fallen. Double up. Perfect round. That's secured. Spike is down. And Flogger's at top mid.
30 seconds left.
No way they're fighting this one. They've got to go through Ovo first, and they won't even be able to find through that one. And Crimson get themselves up to 3. They take their chances. They had limited amounts of them, but they've done enough here. And all of a sudden, they've got the credit loadout. They've got the weaponry that could be falling in their favor very quickly. And on the other side of things, Uber Meats, great start, but chance if they lose this round, all of a sudden they are behind and working to try and rectify these bits here. But Moonlight not been their game so far, but sometimes you just need one to get cracking. Beautiful shot, the opener there. Lumi's managed to trade one back on the other side. Moonlight close. Meantime, Jamie is playing towards that A main position. The only one there at the moment. Icy Moonlight gets themselves a second. The operator doing the damage, the work. Spike. It's over the other end, and I'm just playing an interesting game here with this one. I think Jamie's heard that. He's keeping two of them around A at the moment. But it's depending on where they want to take this. Nez is out in mid. He's along with Icy. Teleport up on short, so they want the A split here. They want it, but are they able to get it? Fallen. First one they have to pass. It didn't work last time.
No escape.
Will it work this time around Fallen? They need just at least the trade. That's not happening. Fallen doing all the wonders, holding tree perfectly. And Icy needs to come alive here. We've seen some decent things from them. They find one, but they need so much more, and it's not happening. And Crimson Nova X, just like that, tie us up at 4 apiece.
I need a weapon.
Momentum swinging this one. And well, for the first time, Uber Meat Squad dead broke.
Now we wait.
No rifles really coming out from anyone except Flogger. Do have some ultimates ready to go.
Launching thorn.
But what a great swing of momentum. Couple of players, it's Fallen who's answered the call, along with Nova, 9 and 7. Nice. It's up to 9 themselves, but all of a sudden, just a little slower. Things working in their favour. Spike in. The first one there, and the target's been captured. Flogger, oh, they're not going to be able to stop that. If they are, it's going to be very, very late. Doesn't happen. And they take away the rifle as well. Meantime, Water decided to push in. Chris holding down. Chris with the double. And just like that, it's all on Nez. Maybe one available as Fallen's low. But that's all they'd find.
Valid exchange.
I think that's all they'd find. Recon dart, unfortunately, means even as they teleport away, they can't escape that one. And it's 5 for Crimson Nova. And I didn't think I'd be saying this the way it started, but they've taken the lead.
Now we wait.
5 to 4.
Rip and tear.
Buy back in. Ultimates just about even. All of a sudden, Uber Meets though. They start to ask a couple of questions of themselves. They looked flawless these first few attacks, and it was more when it was up against the gun rounds. It was up against full buys. And they were locking these ones in. Oh, Fallen. They're causing a lot of chaos on that deadlock at the moment. Damage, utility, it's all been perfect. It's Moonlight. Slow start to this second map, but we saw the damage they did. Won't be happening at the B site anytime soon.
Who's next? Cover going up.
Meanwhile, it is A. Icy goes searching. What will they find through this one? They find themselves one deadlock there. Flash up close, and there's no chance for Fallen to get out of that. And now Jamie, can they get one? They do at the very least. This plant will go down. 4v3. And one rotation a very, very long way away. So now Moonlight. This is where that operator works against you when you're on this retake. Icy holds. They're all going to be coming mostly through Heaven's side. And Moonlight's head will be presented first. They do get that kill. Illumi, Chris, they all move out. And now it's all left onto Ovo. 1v3. No chance in hell for this one. It's just try and escape maybe with some rifles and possibly keep the opponents around. I mean, Uber Meats, they don't exactly have a huge amount of weaponry to go into the next round, considering the money. And they'll only have one survivor. Illumi gets their third. And we're tied up at 5 apiece after 10. You can see there, I mean, yeah, they probably get away with enough just having that extra bit of Bulldog placement. That's with the 3 on each side. 2 rounds left in this first half. And it is very much anyone's game. If you missed the first map, 13-11. Way of Uber Meats. Crimson Nova X Looking to extend us to a third. Third, of course, would be Bind. Are we going to see that before us here? Moonlight. Ovo. Playing close. Swing off that side. It's not enough for the first. The second. They need the trade, but Flogger, the double up there, massive. Meantime, though, they are running into Fallen over on the A site. One drops, but accord comes Chris. The neural theft that does give that information, but player advantage. Now with Crimson Nova X as Nez. Water. They'll group up. They'll start to head in towards B main where Chris is waiting. He's gotten very far forward. I don't know if they would expect this. They do. And Chris's aggression works against them. Just not thinking they'd go against this into the B site. Order, in the end, kind of wastes the Phoenix ultimate. But 2v2. Round number 11 here. All the timing almost against them. Jamie, their shoulder spotted first. Big kill for either side. And now it's just on forward. They've been fantastic so far, but Water locks it in. They get themselves up to 6 Uber meets.
Last round before the switch.
And they might still just come out in this first half on top. The eyes across the board should be all full. Plus scrappy ones there. Yeah, you just have to think, Chris. He just gets aggressive in towards B main when they didn't need to do it. They had player advantage. Such a risk to do that. And it's a risk that doesn't pay off. And it's one. It does give advantage here. The side of Uber meets round-wise at least. Moonlight pushed in forward. Flogger was holding that angle. Doesn't matter if you are holding the angle as Obo finds another as well. Meantime, Fallen has put down Water. And they have to start thinking. They've got to push through this Omen smoke to get aggressive, find something. They walk into a double stack in tree room. And Illumi is left in a 1v5. And there's no way they're getting an ace here.
Defeated.
Or maybe. Just maybe. Look, I'm happy to be proven wrong. But it would have to be something absolutely extraordinary. And Chris, well, says it's not happening today. Team Ace, and we're all tied after 12, 6-6. Nothing to separate these two squads.
This goes here.
Been a fine watch so far.
Yes.
As we look into the second half, is this the last we see of Valorant tonight, or are we heading to a map number 3? Pistol. Well, it's not match defining, but it's always important because you have that opportunity to get yourself off to a 2-0 start. And either team will take an advantage at this point. Because let's be honest, there hasn't really been much either way. Icy not hanging around close mid for too long. Spotted the numbers there. It's Moonlight. Defensive half definitely not working in their favour, but what we saw on Icebox, they can definitely do damage there, but once again Fallen. Double up all the way back in A main side, and the aggression falls absolutely flat as attack there for Uber Meets. Flogger, though, the very least gets Ovo. And even with those kills, they don't stay at A, and they are walking in towards more numbers here. If they continue in this B hit, have to be careful, but Moonlight, now they've come alive there. Icy swings on out. They find themselves 1-2. Icy with a double.
Defender spawn.
And now Water. He's hearing this as well. Chris, you gotta maybe check your corners a little bit more. And now all of a sudden, Fallen's thinking, What more do they have to do?
No escape.
All the damage early on there, the net delays. One of these players needs the clutch, and it's Water who does it. The frenzy comes together. And from a 5v3, Uber Meats take the pistol in the second half, and you've just got to be kicking yourself if you're Crimson Nova X. Perfect start to the round. Fallen gets the double. The A aggression from the defenders decimated. But then they're not really sure. Then they sort of get stuck around mid. They lose a couple of those close fights all of a sudden. There's a double for defenders on either sides. And then Chris, again, I don't like calling him out, but he just goes barreling in, trying to get to the site, and I understand trying to do that, trying to get into the immediate spot, but Spike goes down. But all credit to Water, a 2v1 clutch still. So much to be done for this round. And Moonlight has started off with a big kill onto Icy. Is nowhere near locked away. Water's hearing the noises. He'll start to communicate to the rest of his teammates that this is most likely looking at an A main hit. Jamie on the other side of the Omen smoke. Which Omen comes out on top here? There's some cold feet. 36 seconds. Tree room's been spotted. That late smoke there is perfect. They'll probably still push in. And Moonlight's that angle. Oh, Nez! The timing is absolutely awful. It all falls apart. Water. Your 1v2 was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Blah, blah, blah. Words can sometimes escape you. But he's got to go above and beyond, and can't see that happening here. So Crimson Nova X drop the pistol. And what a response straight back. Gets one. Chris immediately trades. And we're tied once again. And 7 apiece now. Uber Meats, a buy in the bin. Any good vibes from that pistol round? Immediately dispersed.
Here.
The Moonlight's just starting to warm into this one. Oh, I see. Close proximity found. The teleport out. Won't be gone there. Meanwhile, though, Illumi has gone down towards main. Nice, he's spotted. Got heavy rotations already early. Towards this A hit. There's love to just creep down. They're playing around this Omen smoke, and as they do, they are basically setting their ways for that one. And now with 2 kills. Crimson over X, they have to think this is fine. We can push into this A side. There's still 2 players to deal with, but they don't particularly have the weaponry. Look at his positioning. He's hidden away for the time being. On the other side there, Water. Position, no, Flogger gets the double. The wait pays off. I don't think it'll be enough to change this round. Sometimes you just never know, though. It's fallen. And Ovo, they get the kills in the end. It gets a little bit hairy for Crimson. This round secured. And they take the lead for the first time. I have to say yes, the first time on this map. It's taken 15 rounds. They won't care about that. They'll hope they can start to put this one in the lead. It's their map pick. Covered well after a slow start on the defensive side.
Cover going up.
Now, if they take this one here, all of a sudden can really Start to push home an advantage. Moonlight. Oh, it's the double set up there. And it works wonders in mid. So Moonlight out of action. Chris being spammed. Defenders moving in groups here at the moment. Ovo's not having it. Basically, they're wanting to avoid sort of anything when it comes to the Cypher. I mean, fair enough. Some of the Cypher setups for either of these maps can be very, very dangerous. Omen smoke in main. Fallen. How fresh are you feeling? Chris has got Icy in the meantime. So that's Tree Room. They've taken control there.
30 seconds.
And now the push on out begins. The flash, though, it's good. Up and above. Chris now pushing forward, up and towards this one. A generator gets himself one. Not quite the second. He stayed alive. Meanwhile, Water with 3. Jamie trying to get this one back. 2v1. They know the position there of Water as well. And Crimson over another one.
Control the space. Control their choices.
They've taken initiative and control.
Now we
And
wait.
now they're definitely the favourites for this one.
Retrieving wall.
Double digits within their grasp. Uber meets. And this double duel is set up. It was always going to be a little bit of an issue. And maybe it is just starting to rear its ugly head, especially you probably don't get enough of the rounds you were hoping for.
Territory, I have them now.
Oh dear, and Fall's got that one there. That's the round done. Illumi, in the meantime, does get Ovo. The fights are all happening meantime over towards main side. Chris has got themselves a couple. 2v2. Zar trades. So I see.
Portal closed.
I think they're hearing what was happening on that short side. They want to try and get themselves a rifle. Maybe have an attempt at this A take, because that's where it's heading. Spike now. And towards A main, 3v2. Again. That should work in the favour here. And especially, well, Water's just hoping he can get a quick lookout peek. Fallen's having none of that. And now it's Icy in a 1v3. And they've basically only got one way to go here. Up towards Heaven, spamming through. Rush, the flash there. But they don't need to meet him, the Crimson Nova squad. They can just play safe, deep. Icy
My ult's
going in, finding at least one, but Fulham with a third. They're up to 20. Crimson Nova X up to 10.
What do you say, drone? Ready to stretch your wings?
And a third map is beckoning right now. Unless Uber Meats can say something about this, and if they're going to, this is the round. Full buys back in. Operator out on Icy. A change of pace there. So we'll look to see some aggression mid and then a switch. They've got their teleport set.
Cutting through.
Possibly something to work with here. Moonlight would be the first to present themselves, but Moonlight comes out on top for it. There is no escape for the Yoru. And Illumi trying to get aggressive forward there. Position known. Meanwhile, Water does at least get Chris, and Moonlight's been put down. So nice trades. Ovo tries to get into main, and they get Illumi just a little off guard. Locker plays close. Ovo taps it for the fake. Doesn't matter if it's a fake. Vlogger gets it perfectly done. 3v2 now. 50 seconds, still plenty of time. Position's known. Looks like they're just going to actually maybe continue in on this. just when you think that, play for a second again. Tap on that orb.
No escape.
Pull through there. Close in through that side. This is basically the shutdown
30
here, and
seconds
I
left.
do wonder if Fallen would read this if they look towards top mid. They don't at all. Not a clue. As at the same time, they're not going to expect where Jamie is, but 20 seconds. You can't really look for this kill. You've got to get to the side. You've got to get moving. Now maybe an opportunity. As I failed to mention, I failed to notice they did have the teleport, the ultimate ready to go. And Jamie now 1v2. This is doable. This would be devastating. If Uber Meets were somehow going to drop this one. Tucks away. Flash. Some movement there. They'll both drop down together. The flash again is perfect. The angle is spotted. Well played. Done beautifully there. From the last two defenders. And Uber Meets, they finally respond. First since the pistol to start this second half.
My ultimate's ready. We good?
Boy, did they need that one. 10-8. They keep things together.
5 stars, ka-ching, little skrrr, then we're done. Yeah?
Still though, Crimson over X. Credits are there. The bank, the buyback in. Ultimates ready to go on both sides. A lot of them. Expect to see a couple of them come out here. No operator this time. I apologise. There is an operator again for Icy. So, didn't work out previously. How much do you want to try it here? And well, hello. This is a lot here for an A main quick hit, perhaps? They're all grouped. They're all ready. They're all waiting. Moonlight to be the first to lead them in. And yeah, this is a bit of a change of pace. Everything has sort of been pretty precise. They've almost managed to get things in on both sides here. And Moonlight grabs that first kill there. Water is stuck up in towards heaven. Actually comes out with that as well. Oh, Illumi! Massive kill there. Finds it. Icy just swings on out of that Omen smoke in front of them up in heaven. Operator lands. And now, with Fallen gone, it's all left on Ovo. And there's not a chance they get this. They don't clear left, surely. That they don't. Water with another. 10-9. Needed a statement there. Needed to lock in a couple in a row to get the confidence back. And that's what they find there. Uber Meets. And well, gotta say, not a bad time here. Jamie calls the timeout. Crimson Nova X will chat. 2 in a row dropped. Money's still there for the full buys. Just calm it down. Don't allow them to gain too much momentum forward. So Fallen, Chris, Ultimate's there. Lumi, Hunter's Fury, perfectly placed in that round. It was just everyone had to stand up, find a kill, and they all did. As we look at all these scores, and we spoke about speak up or step up in this instance, Nez. Nezek's just the 5 kills on the Omen. Love to find
Now we wait.
a difference maker in one of these rounds. Fallen and Water. Kill for kill. 20 apiece for both. This you feel like all of a sudden a lot on the line for Crimson Nova X as well as they've done. Quite like it was in the first half on the other end. Uber Meats got off to a flyer. Still so many rounds left in this one. Still so much to play out. Some damage done in B main from both sides. Off that'll be a re-rotate to what feels like an A main hit. Chris finds nothing with the drone. I should say Illumi. Crawl forward and treat. Crimson squad start to ready themselves. This last time they did an 8. Didn't work out too well. This time around is a little bit shorter. Pretty deep smoke there, which actually does delay a little. Drone comes out. Not sure if Nez heard that. Now they're playing that jump peak. One comes on the other side. And now the hit comes to fruition. And now it's players needing to stand up here. And oh dear. Order's out. They're gone from this round. Nez is playing. I said they needed a round to stand up to do something here, but they don't find it. Chris puts them down. 5v3. Spike has been planted. Illumi gets one back. A double from Illumi. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Flogger's in a 3v1. He knows there's a couple below him. But surely they swing on each other. Oh no, Chris. Oh no, now you start to get nervous. And now they know Ovo is taps. Flogger, a 1v3. This one could decimate Crimson. Ovo knows it. The defuse. Try to get to half. Who swings first? Who holds? Taps once. Ovo knows it. The tap again. Swing. Bullets need to hit from one of these players. And it's Ovo. Oh, Flogger looks to the heavens. He can't believe it. He was so close, but yet so far. And 11. They needed a round, and it's happened. Crimson Nova X.
Now we wait.
Oh, take a breath. Because we're not done yet. Buy back in. Who's going to be able to clutch up in this next round? We've seen some B hits. Maybe it's a B this time.
Must wait a moment.
I should say A hits. Been reluctant to really hit B at all. It's basically just been to avoid the cipher. Order. Just thinking around maybe pushing through that, getting a bit further forward, decides not want to do that. A lot of presence, a lot of angles being looked at in mid. The Flogger, oh, the angle, the eyes are short, but that is where the utility comes in, and even when you've got 20 HP, it's a big kill, it's a start, but now the sight's being pushed across, and now the flash out on the other end doesn't find what they were looking for here. They go and get another as well. Flogger, there's where they swing back out. Icy needs this, finds it 2v2, ultimate available, and now it's the setup here for Water to find these players, finds the second, first, and now they know these positions. Flash will go in deep there. Water knows it. Molotov pushes them off to the left side. It just misses. It's not quite as deep as they would have wanted. Icy finds one. They do it again. Surely not here. Jamie reloading. Who's got nerves? Who's got the kill? Oh, it's Water! Through the box! One clutch deserves another. And it comes from both squads here, 11 to 10. Uber Meats will not go away. And I think that's all. I want to say broken. It kind of has. You could if you wanted to. But once again, we're in an instance where we're looking at 11-11. We're looking at a possibility of OT. Uber Meats worked it back. And the previous rounds, 1v1 loss is forgotten. And you've got to have a mind of a goldfish sometimes in these games. Move on to the next one as quickly as possible. They're not going up against much here in the terms of utility and weaponry, but they've still got to hold their nerve. They've still got to hit their shots because we've seen from some of these Crimson Nova players, doesn't matter what they've got, they can make an impact.
Listening.
So far though,
Placed.
no one moves. No one particularly takes a lot of ground. Moonlight, that Guardian. It's the one big weapon. So they'll be sent in first to try and see if they can find an opener. Break through this defense. So far, though, nothing doing. The A split seems like it's the inevitable thing at this point. So I see Moonlight. That fight could be pivotal.
30 seconds left.
decide how this one falls. 2 players on the site. Utility starting to come through. And Icy, the timing. Oh, he spotted the barrel, but not the kill. Meanwhile, Water's got 1, and that's a double. And he's done the work there. Flogger holds close. They find themselves another, and Fallen can only get 1. And here we are, tied up 11 apiece. Well, we're getting absolute cinema. That's for certain. And we're going all 24 once again. Full buy.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Full util.
I will find you.
Ultimates. And everything to play for. Group stages. Here for VCT OCE. For split 2. Can be decided here and now. Ubermates, they're looking for their second win. They're looking to try and lock up a top 2 spot. But so are Crimson. They're creeping slowly towards... Hit on towards A here. Deadlock ultimate doesn't find anything. I think the smoke might have been spotted with that one pushed through a Moonlight. They're close. Ek waits. Head spotted. We'll just get out. And now this is it. 5v5 in round number 23. And Ovo might have themselves a 3 kill here. They do. Perfect start. Just what they're after. And now the ultimate, the bits start to come through. Water. Icy. Water again. They get 3. They're set up there with the ultimate. Illumi with another. And just like that, you need absolutely everything from Ovo. And it doesn't happen at Uber Meets. Once again, it'll be first at 12.
My ult is ready.
Defuse is taken. Crimson over X. Oh no. The credits.
Match point.
I mean, there's enough. The half buys, they've got 3 ultimates. It's not perfect, but it's there. And oh, just build the tension a little bit more. The timeout. 5 of the last 6 to Uber Meets. It seemed like Crimson Nova we're going to start running away with this a little. But we should have known from map 1. It was going to go all the way. No matter which way you looked at it, and now who is going to be the one to stand up? It's been Water and Fallen, the kill leaders. Water again that round. Fantastic on the Phoenix. 26 and 13. And an operator's out on the defensive side. Icy. He's going to actually give it to Flogger there. Although we could see a trade of weaponry. Could have been bought up for them. So we come out of the timeout. And here we are. Last round in regulation. And no, it will be the Cypher. Take that operator.
That goes there.
Play the B.
This is a nice spot.
Where do they go with this? A or B? It seems, at least with an early setup here. Do they do a fast A hit? It didn't particularly work last time, but Illumi. They're not deep in the site. This already feels like a 5v5. Hunter's Fury is available. The site taken. And just like that, they will have it in a 4v4, 4v5 though. Nez comes out on that side. And now the Hunter's Fury on both ends trying to do some damage. And they're fighting it on either side here. And it will be Chris to find Illumi. Plant was delayed for just a second. 4v4. Plant still needs to go. Maybe they think there could be a play into the B site. But no. Hold. They're ones together. The information gathered. Icy hits the first. A second for water. Oh no! Crimson Nova X, not again! Jamie delivers one back. Him and Chris. The defuser's coming through though. Blind up close. Water does enough. And there's just no answer for it. 2 13-11s. And in the end, Uber Meats are the ones that hold their head high. But damn, weren't they good games across the board? But it will be Uber Meats who come out on top. Water 28-13 with 312 average combat score. The First Bloods, 3 there. Icy had the 5 for them. They did their part. 24. Ovo 19, 15 for Chris. 18 Illumi. 17. I should say, wait, 18, 19? No, I've got the kill differential all over the place. Looking at deaths. Lumi Flogger, 19, 18. Nez, well, they didn't do particularly much with the kills, but the 14 assists, always helpful. Jamie, 13. Moonlight, such a great opening map. Just could never get going. Just 11 there on the jet. And guys, well, you'd have to say, it was a good watch. I had fun. I don't know if I hope you guys had fun because I thought it was quite a decent game, a decent series. And look, you can't get any closer. 2 13-11s, 2 absolute bangers. And you've just got to love it across the board. But, well, unfortunately for Crimson Nova, they do fall short. That does mean that they will be looking down the barrel of trying to, well, they've got to win their last 2 games, basically. They cannot afford any losses from here. No steps out of place. I mean, look, the same thing with Uber Meats. Still got to make sure they win their games, but they are up there with Hot Pot Enjoyers with the 2 wins. They lock in towards that top 2. Crimson Nova will be chasing them along with Source Gaming and Cobra in Group C. So plenty of work, plenty of action still to come, guys, as well. That's the Wednesday done, but there's all the other streams that will still be going on. We've got Thursday and then Friday, our deciding day to see who will be locking in their spots to the group stage. It's been fun. Thank you, everyone, for popping in. Thanks for the follows, and I will see all of you, well, I would say next time. And next time, of course, if we're putting it in these words, will be tomorrow. So, guys, have a good one. We'll see you next time.